Let's set username and email address using Git GUI. Here you can see the Git GUI screen. On the left hand side it shows the local repository configuration, and the right hand side shows the global configuration. It applies to all the repositories here. Now we will see how to set this in GUI. Now I'll open the Git GUI. Here I'll clone the repository, clone existing repository. Here source location, I'll choose the GitHub one we created earlier. I'll open the GitHub. This is the repository. Click on this git -repo-1. Then here clone this, copy, then paste here. Source location we are getting it from the GitHub, and target will give the local directory, your system local directory. Browse, or I'll use this path, git projects path here, and here I'll create one more folder, GUI. It is for using GUI. Then clone whatever the data is available at this repo, it will download it to this location, local location. Clone this location, GUI already exists. Now I'll use this one, git, I'll give the same name, git repo1 here. Clone, it's cloning now from this remote. You can see from main branch. You can see now this is downloaded. If you see the location now, git repo got created, and under this is the details here. See, first file here, and it's a git object. All the details about the git repository is stored here. Open this, these are the structure, we'll see this later. So this is the first file what we created in the GitHub, that is downloaded here. There is only one file here that is got downloaded. Now I'll open this edit and options. You can see here local repository showing username Prashant and email address, this one, and global repositories it is showing the same thing. You can change this if you want, and here also you can change. Here it is particular to this git repo-1 for this repository, is for everything, it applies to all the repositories here. Now we will see how to do it using the command line. I'll open the git bash here git bash, it's open, it's pointing to this repository now. Now if I check git config user dot name, it's showing Prashant. Here git config user dot email, it's showing the email address here, is for the local repository. If you want to check the global, you'll open this one git bash here, and it applies to global. You can see here the global, it's not pointing to any repo here. Git config ---- global, then user dot name. Same way email config ---- global, then user dot email here. It is already set in Git GUI, so it's showing all the details here. Suppose I'll remove the details here. Save. Now check again, there is no value here. Now we'll check the commands here. You can see there are no values showing here. Same for the user, there is no value. For a particular repo also there are no value here, and for the user no value. Now how to set using commands here? So we'll set that using command git config. Okay, git, we can use this window or this window global. So here git config, here user dot name. Okay, then I'll name it as Prashant. Here enter, not in a git directory. Here this local should be in a local directory. We are not setting global here. So go to this window where it's pointing to the git local repository. We are setting for this particular, we are not setting global. So go here and check git config user dot name, then the user here. Now this user is set for this particular repo, and git config user dot name, here I'll give kp@gmail.com. this email I'll give here gmail.com. this particular is set for this local repo. Now I'll set the global repo here, git config. For that global you have to use this parameter hyphen global, then the user dot name, here Prashant. It is set. Now we'll set the hyphen global user dot email. Here I'll set in kptech@gmail.com. Here enter. Now it's set, both the things are set. Now we will refresh this and get the value or not. We'll check here. You can see this value is set as email address also taken this way. You need to check that. Here username Prashant and email address added like this way. And local repo, if you check the local repo, here username we added as, okay, we made a mistake here. One username already we added Prashant, but when you add username it's overridden this property. So now this is added to this one here. Now let's, whatever global is there, it's inherited here and came to this place also. Now we need to change this. So username I'll add it again, get config user dot name, then git config user dot email kp@gmail.com. now check the values again. Now the user is Prashant and the nkp@gmail email. Here global is like, if you not add any values to the local repository here, username password, it will inherit the values from the global repositories. If you mention these values, it will override the properties from the global repository. Let me also show you how to clone using the command line. So I'll close this. Initially we used git GUI to clone this. Now I'll use commands. I'll use this git bash to clone the repository. Here I'll go to particular path and I'll copy that repo here, and I'll use one more folder here, create a new folder. Here I'll make it command line. through command line I'm cloning it now. So this is one GUI, I cloned it, this repo. Now I'll clone it using the command line. I'll take this path and go to this window, cd, and this path. Now it's in this path now, command line. It's not identifying the path. 1 minute here, cd, it is not identifying that path. Now let's add the slash. I'll copy it again, cd, paste, then I'll add the slash here, slash and slash, enter. Now it's in this directory now, current directory. If you do pwd, showing this is the correct directory we are in now. Now I'll clone at this directory, git clone, then I'll copy the git repo here. I'll go to GitHub, then I'll copy this repo here, copy, then go here and paste it here, enter. Now it's cloning into git repo 1. It's already downloaded. Now if you see this folder, you can see the repo folder in the command line. So first file, same thing is downloaded as the GUI. You can use git GUI or git bash, whichever is convenient for you.